So, whiskey guys, it's the Demo Kings here. We back with another one. Today for episode 1 of the Demo King series, we have the 9 Kings. But before we start, you know the rules. RGB. Red 4, how much content is inside the demo? We aren't looking for the whole game, but we are looking for enough content to understand the main gameplay loop and / or any other features that the game highlights or promotes. Blue 4, how is the quality of the demo? How well crafted is the sample piece? Does this demo give an accurate snapshot to what it feels like to play the whole game? Or is it a curated shitpost in hopes that you buy the full release? And finally, green, for is it worth it? Does this demo make me want to buy the full product? Not to be confused with the last category, this one's based on the enjoyment of the current product provided, not the potential purchase. Now let's begin. This game is a turn-based strategy card game which revolves around several decks of kings, with each king having its own set of unique troops and abilities. You start as the king of nothing, and eventually unlock the other kings through various requirements in-game. The main gameplay loop consists of placing down cards on a starting grid of 9 plots that are open to expansion later through progression or a card's effect. These cards come in either building your troop, along with cards that can also enchant your troops. As usual, with card games, most cards in this game have a separate effect that can be used in conjunction with other nearby placed units. This allows for various types of arrangements and configurations that can be done to your base to find the most optimal solution for you. Every turn, you are attacked by an enemy king, and you get a chance to select one of their cards to use in your deck after their encounter. This allows you to try out quite a range of playstyles and combinations of effects, along with decks and units of kings that you've yet to unlock. Of course, the game is way more intricate and complex than this, but this should roughly summarize the main game components into a palatable enough size for discretion and to not spoil any additional features. But now that we got the main gameplay components out the way, let's start with the RGB rating. Now for the red rating, aka how much content is inside the demo, I'd like to give it a 10 out of 10, and for one reason. They basically give you the whole game with the exception of 3 playable kings. Nevertheless, you still have 4 playable kings with 3 unlockables in the demo. This is overly generous for a free version of the game. Honestly, if you didn't mind having fewer kings to play with, you could basically experience 95% of the game just in the demo. And now for the blue rating, how's the quality of the demo? For basically the same reasons as red, I also gave this a 10. The demo does not feel like a demo at all, and if you play strictly just gameplay in front of 2 people, I doubt anybody will be able to tell the difference between the full version and the demo. That's how much content they give you in the demo. It's ridiculous. And that's why for the green rating, I gave this another 10 out of 10. This is definitely a must try. This demo follows the practice of try before you buy to a T. It keeps almost nothing behind a paywall, and I can still get the same rush from playing a demo as I get from the full release. This is definitely a demo I recommend trying if you're already thinking about getting the game, because if you do not like the demo, I can almost assure you, you will not like the main game. However, before you go and buy it, I do have some downsides with the game that I'd like to share to anybody interested. The amount of content seems to be very limited, and this is to be expected as this game does have roguelike features and the game is still in development, and bugs are to be expected along with more content in the future. It's just that for now, the $10 price tag is a little steep for what you're getting if you aren't sure this is your type of game, and that price point is only a temporary discount for launch. Another downside that I had personally with the game was the playtime. It feels like the runs are pretty quick, and the simple mechanics makes it easy to pick up, but also easier to put down. I found it fun in bursts, but I wouldn't play this all day as it kinda gets redundant fast. If you're a person used to a lot of complex systems interacting with each other, and essentially a lot of things to micromanage, this probably isn't your type of game. It's a lot more simpler, and I feel like a lot of the planning's done as the game goes on, and a lot more playing styles become available to you. Not to say that this game cannot become complex with certain playing styles and strategies and placements of cards. However, I wouldn't say these complex strategies and setups are a necessity in order to beat the game. In fact, for most difficulties of the game, you can use just mostly your king's deck and avoid mix and matching with the other decks, and you can still beat the game. The variations seem to be more for fun and to offer different types of playing styles for the player. But overall, this is a really solid game, and I have really enjoyed my time playing it, and I look forward to see your comments on if you bought the game, have you tried the game, or if you even heard about the game before this. Thank you for watching the Demo Kings, and have a nice day as always.